My greetings to you all. So this is one particular video where Prophet Uebert Angel exposes Beyonce big time. I mean, her album called Sasha Fierce. And this is one particular interview where Beyonce granted with Oprah Winfrey, where she said that whenever she's performing, there is a way that Sasha Fierce enters her and then kind of take over the program. And so Prophet Uebert Angel is going to explain to you what that music does to your soul. Stick around and then I will be sharing with you deeper secrets about the music of these people and what it does to your soul as a Christian.
He knows everybody who is going to listen to my music is going to hell. Sit down, Sister Beyonce. Oprah asked the question and he said, what really happens when you get on the stage? We can put Sister Beyonce there and Oprah so you can see her being asked.
Like when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
Usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
Oh, Sasha's coming out.
No, she's not. She doesn't do interviews. She only performs.
Oh, she doesn't do interviews?
No.
No, you leave her home for that.
She says, when I get on the stage, something takes over. And the person is called Sasha Fierce. It says, I feel it and I can't control myself. It's now Sasha Fierce who is that kind of boldness. I don't. So suddenly, when I put my stilettos on and put everything, you heard it. My character changes. Then he says, the way I think changes. Now imagine if she is saying it's a lady called Sasha Fierce, who is a name who makes you change your brain, change the way she feels. She says even my posture changes when Sasha Fierce comes. So when you listen to, wait, who is singing there? Right there, who is singing? I said, who is there singing? Why not Beyonce? Why is it Sasha? I paid for a concert to watch Beyonce. Now all of a sudden I'm entertained by Sasha. Sit down.
Every spiritual person will agree with me or will surely understand me on this, that the explanations that Beyonce is giving to the reference of Sasha Fierce and what it does to her whenever she is performing is more deep and is more spiritual. This is because life is more spiritual than physical. This is because life is more supernatural than the natural. And so when you have this understanding or perception of what life is, you will equally understand us whenever we come out with videos that we are pointing to you reasons why you must not listen to secular music. This is because music itself is a spiritual thing. And who is God? God is a spirit in John 4:24. God is a spirit, and those that worship God must worship him in truth and then in spirit. And so these types of musicians and singers are more enlightened. They are more smart. They understand the music of the soul. They understand the music of the spirit. That is why in most of the rappers and the most of the singers and those that do R&B and other sort of music, you mostly hear them talking of selling their soul and talking of how they do music that is more spiritual. You must understand that God created man in his image, and therefore man is a spirit who has a soul and then body. And so these types of music has more to it than what we see. No wonder Satan himself was made for music. He was the leading minister of the choir movement in heaven, those that were singing heavenly melodies in heaven. And so you must understand the purposes and the types of this music. If Beyonce tells us that during most of her performances, Sasha Fierce kind of enters her and then influences her to do certain stuff she herself cannot do. Beyonce is not a kid to have said that because of the longevity she has achieved in the music act, she has developed some sort of, she have mastered some sort of how to be strong. She has mastered some sort of how to be bold and how to have confidence in front of the audience or the crowd. But she then went on and said that this is Sasha Fierce, a kind of thing that enters her. This is more spiritual and tells you the source of the influence. Now, the source of the influence that she normally receives to do the music or to perform such way gives you the clue of where the music is coming from. And this is why you can easily be manipulated. This is why you can easily fall under trap and find yourself to hell. And that is why you must not listen to these types and kinds of music. You want to let spiritual people or those that nameth the name of the Lord that these types of music has deeper understanding and deeper agenda and deeper purpose whenever these kind of artists or superstars releases their music outside there. I believe strongly that this music has more to it just than what you see and just than the way the video may look like or whatever it is trying to project to you or to show to you. This is because most of the times, have you ever asked yourself this question? Why do people watch video clips of certain musicians, either rappers or singers or even R&B, singers, and then suddenly people tend to want to act like the singer or a superstar? Have you asked yourself why people watch these types of videos and the next thing they want to do is to act like the lady, talk like the lady they saw in a video clip? Have you asked yourself, why do people, after watching certain video clips, wants to wear the same clothes, the same costume, or the designers, either the rapper or the singer used in the video production? This is why we tell you people that this music is more than what you see. And as a believer or as a spiritual person, you must understand the purpose, the goal and the agenda behind the productions of this music. And some of this music sometimes contain certain designs and styles which are harmful to the life of every Christian. And so when we shoot them, we have genuine agenda to save the body of Christ and to save many people from not finding themselves into hell because they listen to certain music. If we tell you that music can take a person to hell, there is a proof in the Bible, and it is very sure that music can take a person to hell. Now in Genesis chapter 1 verse number 27, and God created man in his image, and in the image of God he created him, male and female created them. We understand by the Bible that men or women were created by God. In John chapter 4 and the verse 24, we understand also that God is a spirit, and those that worship God must worship him in truth and then in spirit. Now, the image of a man or the image of a woman that represents God or that looks like God is not the flesh, because man has a soul but is a spirit and then lives in a body. Now, the actual part of a man, the most important part of a man, is the spirit of a man. Have you ever heard that people say that music is a food to the soul? There are so many things that music can do to a person's soul. That is why it is very dangerous to any Christian, the kind and the types of music you listen to. if you are not careful, this is because the life of a believer is more of a spiritual world. The things that a believer believes in, the things that a Christian believes in, is more of supernatural world. It is not more of the natural world. That is why a believer is mostly influenced by the things of the spirit. Remember, if I should ask you, who was the devil in heaven? Who was Satan in heaven? The Bible says he was the anointed cherubim. He was a singer. His purpose, God made him as a musician in heaven, a person who was singing and leading the choir ministry in heaven. And so when we talk about music, music does plays a huge role in the life of every believer, and therefore Christians must take note and seriously on the types of music and the types of video clips they watch. This is because the things you hear, the things you watch, you can easily become any of them. Have you not heard where the Bible said that in Romans chapter 12 verse number 2, that be not be conformed into this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. It is very important what you watch mostly. It has a kind of influence in your life. What you say or what you see or what you listen can easily influence your life. These are the reasons why you must take notice of the kinds of music and the kinds of videos you watch. If you listen to Beyonce carefully, she said that whenever she is performing, and it gets to a point that every human being, and therefore if you listen to a wrong music, you can easily be influenced by the kinds of the message and by the kind of the way the music production was shoot. You can easily be influenced of wrong things, and this is the reason why we must be extra careful with the kind of music that we listen to and with the kind of songs that we listen to or video clips that this is why if you are not careful, these types of music can lead you to hell and you may miss the purpose and agenda of God. Once again, I'm very excited to have come your way. These are my simple opinion on this particular music and why you shouldn't listen to them. See you again in my next episode. Peace.